November the 17th, 2017, 7:04 p.m. EST. Valérie Plante does not need a cup of coffee, but she'd really like one. For the past 2 months of campaigning, she has been surfing on a wave of adrenaline. However, on Thursday morning, just 8.5 hours before she would be sworn in as Montreal's first mayor, Plante can feel the crash coming. She asks her driver Ernst if he can pull over so we can all get some coffee. "Do we have time? Can we? She pleads with her press attaché Markinder Vio, playfully tugging his arm. Vio shakes his head. Ernst chuckles. "Did you see that? We made Ernst laugh," Plante says, triumphantly. Ernst never says anything, but we made him laugh. If this is Valérie Plante on the verge of exhaustion, she's hiding it well. Of all the factors that led her to unseat a popular incumbent on November 5, Plante's doggedness has to be at or near the top of that list. "She's the freaking Energizer Bunny," said one former campaign volunteer, who knocked on doors with Plante when she first ran for city council in 2013. "She's the happy warrior. You're not going to outlast her, she will run you into the ground." It's just after 9 a.m. on her first day in office, and the soon-to-be mayor has already given an in-studio radio interview, held a press conference and gone over her inaugural address. All of this while overseeing a move from the opposition party's office in the bowels of City Hall to the mayor's chambers. "Do you know what time we're moving at?" is the most common non-coffee related question directed at Vio this morning. He'll generally fire back some variation of "Do I look like a mover?" before turning his attention to the inkjet printer. He curses the machine and slaps it a few times in a feeble attempt to get it working. Plante, meanwhile, jogs up the marble staircase that leads to council chambers. Before the televised ceremony at Marchbone Secor begins, she signs the dozens of contracts that make this session of City Council official. "This is the moment, right now, when I'm the mayor of Montreal," Plante says, in a way that suggests she's still trying to convince herself it's really true. "I knew in my heart it would happen. I could feel it in my bones. But it's still. I'm officially the first woman mayor of Montreal. I'm excited. I didn't really sleep last night. It's a huge responsibility, but I'm also proud that I can be a role model for other women, for younger girls and for boys." In many ways, Plante says she has already been hit with the reality of governing Canada's second largest city. When going over the city's books last week, for instance, her team discovered a $358 million hole in next year's budget. One staffer calls it a parting gift from the outgoing administration. Then there's the question of taking the reins in a city whose major roads are paralyzed by construction work. She'll also have to win over Montreal's business elite, which threw its collective weight behind Denis Coderre during the campaign. Plante says the new job has also affected her in much more personal ways. Less than a year ago, she was a first-term councillor with a background in community organizing and museology.